Obesity is defined as the presence of excessive adiposity which presents a risk to health. In present days, obesity has reached pandemic proportions and is considered to be a threat to public health. Why is this happening? How did we get here? What can we do to maintain a healthy weight? Simple questions, but with hardly simple answers, as obesity is a very complex metabolic disease, and for understanding obesity, one needs to have a clear understanding of how the organism controls our metabolism and our appetite. We believe in the importance of actions based on good information, therefore we are dedicated in building high-quality medical animations to explain obesity. As this is the first video from a long series, we are going to explore what is obesity, how we define it, stage it, how we gain weight, and why it's so difficult to lose weight. Let's begin. Obesity is a complex, multifactorial disease characterized by abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that presents a risk to health. In present days, obesity has reached pandemic proportions and is considered both a disease as well as a risk factor for multiple chronic diseases. The Body Mass Index, or BMI, is a measure that uses your height and weight to work out if your weight is healthy. The BMI calculation divides an adult's weight, expressed in kilograms, by their height squared. For example, a BMI of 25 means 25 kilograms per meter squared of body surface. A normal BMI is between 18.5 and 24.9, and a BMI between 25 and 30 usually indicates being overweight, while obesity is defined by a BMI higher than 30. And there are three classes of obesity. Class 1, defined as a BMI higher than 30 but lower than 35. Class 2, defined as a BMI higher than 35 but lower than 40. Class 3, defined as a BMI of 40 or higher. Class 3 obesity is sometimes categorized as severe obesity. To put everything into perspective, a BMI lower than 18.5 indicates underweight, while a normal BMI is between 18.5 and 24.9. A BMI higher than 25 and lower than 29.9 is representative for overweight, and a BMI higher than 30 is characteristic for obesity. Obesity develops as a result of energy imbalance and is maintained by a continued elevated energy intake in comparison with the energy expenditure. The energy surplus is deposited by the organism as fat. In order to illustrate this concept, let's imagine a balance. On one scale we have energy intake or food intake, and on the other scale we place energy consumption. Energy balance is defined as the state achieved when the energy intake equals energy expenditure. When the body is in energy balance, the body weight is stable. Obesity occurs when the body's energy balance is positive, or when the energy intake exceeds energy expenditure. When we eat more than we burn, the body deposits the extra energy as fat, and excessive fat accumulation represents a risk to our health. Based on this very simple observation, the remedy so ingrained in our society becomes clear: eat less and move more. This advice, however, is profoundly wrong, as it is based on the erroneous assumption that energy intake and energy expenditure are independent variables, when in fact they are highly dependent and influence one another. To explain this, we place on left scale of our balance the energy intake, and on the right scale we place energy consumption, which is comprised of the thermogenic effect of food, non-exercise energy consumption, basal metabolic rate, post-exercise oxygen consumption, and exercise-induced energy consumption. When we increase our energy intake and the energy balance becomes positive, our body increases our basal metabolic rate to stabilize the energy balance and keep our weight stable. When we want to lose weight and we follow a caloric restrictive diet, we lower our energy intake to create a negative energy balance. In return, our body responds by decreasing the basal metabolic rate to reestablish the balance and keep our weight stable. This is the reason why diets work only in the short term. The same can be said about increasing the energy consumption induced by exercises. The negative energy balance will induce the body to stimulate our hunger, and we will eat more in response. Eating more will stabilize the energy balance and our weight becomes stable once more. Hence, losing weight by eating less and moving more is a futile attempt.